А, включила? Шановні колеги, будемо розпочинати.
Dear colleagues, we start our working day at Ukraine Crisis Media Center, and the topic of the first event, first real auctions in ProZorro.Prodazhi system on sale of insolvent banks' assets. Our speakers are Maksym, Nefyodov, Yuria, Bereschenko, Director of Department for Unified Asset Sale and Management, Individual Deposit Insurance Fund, Oleksiy Sobolev, Project Office Director, ProZorro.Prodazhi, and Yaroslav Yurchushyn, Public Auctions, Procurement.Prom.ua, and Yaroslav Yurchushyn, Executive Director of Transparency International Ukraine. Dear journalists, our dear colleagues, welcome. Maybe it's difficult for the journalists to work with us. We have not many scandals or investigations, but as we promised several months ago, we created a detailed action plan with our partners from Transparency International and other partners, and we go along this plan, and maybe we have some delays for several weeks. So several weeks ago, we carried out tests. We showed the test mode of our program. Then we entered the real lots, and last week we had first real auctions. And ProZorro started with several tenders for small sums, and we remember the Ministry of Justice that procured several mice and keyboards, and then it turned into a large project, and we hope that first auctions in Volynska Oblast were successful. We had some tenders and some winners, and that will be the basis for something really big. So, and this is one of confirmation that we introduced this project and the system works. We do not have technical faults. They were expected, as in any IT project that starts its activity, but there were no problems. Everyone who wanted could register, and we understand that this is only a start, and we understand that we have a lot to do, and this is one more step. If you have a good team and good experts, donors who support us, the reforms turn from heroic deeds to speak about that political will is lacking and a lot of obstacles are created, and these reforms, they become systemic, routine, and as citizens, and it is symbolic that yesterday was the 3rd anniversary of Euromaidan, and we want to see real reforms and the work of civil servants, that they are not some epic heroes, but just people who make lives of taxpayers easier. That's why I want to thank everyone who joined us today. I know that a lot of effort have been contributed, and a lot have been done in order to realize this project, and I'm really glad that we completed the project and that we have a lot of plans ahead of us, and I wish everyone success. Who will be the next one to speak? I'm really thankful to ProZorro team that were able in such short terms to cooperate. And you know about memorandum. We concluded it in June, and in autumn we had first test auction accreditation of platforms that connected to the system, and people believed in this project. Those who worked with the fund of deposit insurance and 3 platforms that sold assets before ProZorro projects, they also joined. That's why we wait that more and more players of the market will join the system, and we hope that it will help us to return money of those who deposit them, and we want to make this process competitive and to remove potential agreements of buyers and platforms that are not transparent, and to make the procedure transparent and everyone can participate to get these assets, and all this done in order to provide money to those who lost them. I would like to remind to you that this project started in June 2016, and in 4 or 5 months the system was done, and there are auctions that are held, and Western NIS Enterprise Fund supported us, and we thank our team. And also I would like to say that we undergo all important stages, and the next stage we're going to work on is to create a system through which you can sell all assets of deposit insurance fund, and that this system should also provide the additional functions and monitoring in order that people could see and to ensure additional transparency of our system. We can speak about transparency with our partner from Transparency International. Thank you. The ideology of ProZorro is unique in its sense because it's not only about punishment for those who committed corruption crimes. Corruption disappears when the new rules do not allow corruption to emerge. And what we can say about our cooperation with ProZorro team. We work as a part of this team and provide monitoring, and also there will be a portal of monitoring in the framework of ProZorro.Prodazhi, and everyone can join and monitor, and this is one of the key components of ProZorro to provide transparency. And also accessibility should be constantly provided, and I would like to thank Deposit Insurance Fund and Yuria, because their institution wants to create reforms. They want to support them. This is so people want change, and we understand that during 2014 till 2016 the state had to return huge money, billions of hryvnias, and we managed according to our data, to return through these standards only 8 billion, and tens of billions people lost the money. So this should be done, and we should provide the system that is accessible, transparent, and the system that business trust in. And also I would like to say that there is formula for components, request if this is business process, and request of business to work according to new rules, and to broaden opportunities. Second is control, monitoring over the system by society, especially concerning fighting corruption and increase of efficiency, because we have many different cases in this. Also the attention of society and control and monitoring, and also reforming. And I would like to thank ProZorro team and the Ministry of Economic Development and Trade, and active participants from Deposit Insurance Fund. National Bank of Ukraine addressed us and said that they want to sell the assets that are in the bank through ProZorro system, and we address to other organizations, not just say, but really join the process. And some created a press release that they are with us, that they joined, but I would like to speed up this process, not to create just PR, but to really implement reforms and implement mechanisms that are really efficient. And I believe that this process should be also provided to other spheres, transparency, and other structures also interested in some selling of amber, but this is a plan for the future. But we hope that next year there will be more activities, the mechanism really works, and monitoring mechanism will show that this mechanism is transparent and all the information can be got from one resource, and it is important to participate. And we will be able next year to speak about one more success at the level of ProZorro system, first in Ukraine, and then time will tell. Our colleagues abroad speak with Europeans that the elements of ProZorro system can be used by our European partners, because our European partners are really interested in ProZorro system. So the trust of business is really important, and the representative of our platforms will tell us about it. We as a platform, we understand that the system will work only then. In the system, all the entities will work efficiently and carry their functions appropriately. That's why we worked, and we are ready to continue our work in order to help this project to succeed. We overcame a lot of challenges, and as a platform, first it was accreditation, and it was a difficult process. Now there are technical aspects we deal with, the design, the development, the tests. We always improve. We undergo tests. We show that we are transparent, we are secure, and in several months we got new lots to the system, and the organizer called us and they said that there are passports for these assets. So can we do it or should we wait? Yes, we said we can start, and on the 31st of October we announced first few sales in the system. Then the work with the participants, we should understand that the partners, this is good, but if there are no participants, so there won't be any auctions, and we need a result. So how can we verify this auction really work? We started the work with participants long before. We told them how the system works, why it is safe, and we told them about our experience with ProZorro for procurement, and the data about participants is hidden, and only at the end of procedure we understood that this will happen. And in November we had 4 sale procedures. So this is public information. You can see it on our site. Yes, here it is. So you can see the information on the screen. You can monitor, you can criticize. We will have 7 auctions today. And yesterday in the evening I was surprised, and we hope that there will be 11 winners. And it will show that at least 2 participants came to participate. So this red mark is the highest price, more than 4 million, and this is first selling that will happen in the system. And it is difficult to remember the number, and now you can find the auctions day by day, and in our site there are such filter as all status, and you can see all the auctions that will happen this day. One more slide, please. One more. And then in red rectangle there is date and time when this auction happened, and you can find all the necessary information. And we address and call on active participation, and we are thankful to Deposit Insurance Fund and the team that supports us, because we as electronic platform, we need support, practical support, because we are not always know about all these protocols. So the protocols were signed for 4 selling procedures, so this is a real opportunity to buy for the participants of these tenders. Do I have questions to speakers, please? Introduce yourself first. Natalia Kucher for internet portal Источник source. I have a question not related to this topic, to Maksym, about Port Yuzhny, and you said that when will this tender be announced, because there is information that the tender is open. And Maksym, can you tell us, as a creator of such a portal, you said that Yuzhny was able to overcome ProZorro, because 12 companies who took part in ProZorro, all 12 were disqualified, and the company was chosen that didn't take part through ProZorro tender. And one more question. The tender was announced, and you can see it in online regime in ProZorro and ProZorro.Prodazhi. Please follow, monitor. If you do not like something, you can write to the Zorro.org. And this is our common goal, to fight with asymmetry of information, that people just do not know what happened and cannot see the violations and cannot say whether they are satisfied with the results of work. That's why it's our common task as citizens to provide that our funds that we provide as taxpayers, that this money should be used efficiently. TV channel Kiev. After first tenders, are you going to get more funds? And statistically, how can you show that this is a good case? So from the start, our main goal was to carry out auctions and to have efficient system, that in the system there are no violations or scandals. And now there is such a situation. We have tenders in the new system, and in the old system, ProZorro.Prodazhi, we will have some statistics in the nearest future that will demonstrate how they work in comparison one with another. And for the pilot, the most important is reliability, technical competence, and indicators that are adopted by a committee of that is composed of national bank representatives and the representatives of Deposit Insurance, Transparency International, Ministry of Economic Development, and this is important for our work. And once the system is secure, we hope that all the tenders will be carried out through the system, and you can also see technical indications in the module of business analysis. There are all data concerning successful tenders and other information, and we hope that there will be thousands of auctions in the nearest future. There is one more remark from Yaroslav. We have wonderful opportunity because the Ministry of Justice representative joined us. So this is the ministry that really carry out reforms. We know that you review all the claims from the public, and we have good relationship with the minister, and we want that Satam be one of the leaders, because they said that they wanted to join the project. Can we expect that this will happen in the nearest future? Thank you very much. This is an unexpected question, because I am here with another goal concerning our activities and the registration of statutes of civil organizations. And as I know about Satam, we as the Ministry of Justice, of course, we are actively working in order that Satam be at the level you are speaking about now. And as I know, on Saturday there will be an event, a charity auction. There will be some selling of assets, and all the funds from this auction will be directed for charity. And concerning your issue, yes, we are working on this actively. Thank you. This is super. We hope that the participant of the ministry or the participant of Satam will join us during next meeting. And I would like to tell you about why it is really important. I'm sorry. Now I will go into technical details. When we sell a credit, we try to sell it at the maximum price. That depends for those non-working credits only on the cost of pledge, and when the potential buyer comes and assess the documents, he looks at this pledge and how fast he can sell it, and this money flow, and this creates a price benchmark for the auction. And when the fund sells these credits, we do it as a lender of last resort. We cannot do anything, and parallel we try to recover these funds. And when this process is underway, some time passes by, and we had statistics of the fund. We sell the credit because in the process of recovery, we have 113 cases where we cannot get anything. That's why we sell these credits. And if we can successfully, so the pledge can be also be sold through the GAN system, and we see the behavior of people. So they assess arbitration, so whether they can buy the credit or they can go and buy out the pledge. And in both cases, the CETAM system is, and this is one of 30 organizers of the auction. That's why we need that CETAM joined our system, in order that whether we sell the pledge or the credit, we could get the biggest amount in order to provide it back to the to people. So this, sorry for going into detail. I'm trying to explain why it is so important that the SECAM joined us. So the next briefing is in several